with malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right. Let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle, for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Who am I that you are mindful of me, that you hear me when I fall? Is it true that you are thinking of me, that you love me? It's amazing. I am a friend of God. I am a friend of God. I am a friend of God. He calls me friend. I am a friend of God. I am a friend of God. I am a friend. He calls me friend. Who am I that you are mindful of me, that you hear me when I call? And is it true that you are thinking of me? How you love me, it's amazing, it's amazing. Oh, I am a friend of God. I am a friend of God. I am a friend. He calls me friend. I am a friend of God. I am a friend of God. I am a friend. He calls me friend. Calls me friend. God. choose your friends wisely. Anger, resentment, and jealousy doesn't change the heart of others. It only changes yours. True, 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 true. I heard somebody say one time, being angry at somebody is like drinking a bottle of poison and expecting them to get sick. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Never, ever going to happen. Choose your friends wisely. Be friendly to all, but choose your friends wisely. We talk about this quite often in the movie of your life. Who is the lead actor? Is it you? Should be. If it's not, fix that. Number 2, we are children of God. God does not make junk. Therefore, we're not broken. We're not busted. God did not create us missing anything. Are we different from each other? I hope so. I hate the thought there's another me running around out there. But the you that you are and the I that I am, we should be striving to make that the best that ever was. Because we only got one shot at it, guys. We got one shot. This life that we're living right now on this planet, this is the one chance we have on this planet. Where we go from here, well, there's lots of books that will tell you lots of things. But I will tell you that the one that's right here, the one we are encountering today, this is it. Choose our friends wisely. And when we deal with our friends, stop being angry with them. What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul? Any of you ever dealt with teenagers? Button pushers they are. They are. They're working on their world. They're trying to figure stuff out. They're working through some stuff. Any of you ever met a 60-year-old teenager? Any 60-year-old teenagers in the room? Of course we're still working on it. We are a work in progress. We shall never be finished with us. We shall never be finished. We are a constant state of becoming something. So what is it that we wish to become? Because that's our choice. God gave us a mind, gave us the abilities, gave us angels that surround us, that help us along the way. And look, here's a bunch of angels. Here they are. They're real. Angels everywhere. Those angels that say, hey, you say something out loud and all of a sudden the right set of ears over here and somebody says, yeah, I know where you can get that. Yeah, I can help you with that. I know about that. I can help you with that. So we have everything that we're supposed to have. It still comes back to the choices that we make. We cannot blame our lives on other people. Well, we can. We can. I would suggest that of the two choices, not blaming other people for how our lives turned out will, in the end, turn out to be the better option. I know how hard it is to change things about me. Why do I think it would be easier to change someone else? That's a little egotistical of me, don't you think? That's pretty bold, actually. Very, very bold. And what does it get? You can be the most beautiful person in the world and everybody sees light and rainbows when they look at you. But if you yourself don't know it, all of that doesn't even matter. Every second that you spend on doubting your worth, Every moment that you use to criticize yourself is a second of your life wasted, is a moment of your life thrown away. It's not like you have forever, so don't waste any of your seconds. Don't throw even one of your moments away. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Every moment of our life, we have another opportunity to make our lives better. And at the same time, make the lives of the people around us better, too. Now, we're not talking like the global change things, okay? We're not talking about changing the entire world, 99% of which doesn't even know I exist. The most popular man that anyone's ever been able to discover so far, believe it or not, is Muhammad Ali. And at his peak, they figured 48% of the planet knew he was alive. And that was the most popular person ever. More popular than Jesus Christ. At its peak, more than half the world didn't even know he existed. Okay? Now, we have internet now. We have electronic ways of getting information around and that kind of thing. So I'm sure those numbers are going to start changing fairly soon. But still, we're talking about where our feet are. Because this is the world I can change. The world where my feet are, the world where my ears are, the world where my heart is. This world I can change. And I have the choice. How do I want to change it? More importantly, the world in which I reside is a world that I can change. I can change me. I can be a better me. I can be a happier me. And it has nothing to do with others. It has nothing to do with it. It's a harsh reality. Because it involves the R word. Responsibility. I am responsible, and I am solely responsible for the choices that I make. I am solely responsible for the choices that I make. And I need to own them. And I need to understand them and act accordingly. More specifically, when I'm talking about me. If the little internal dialogue that goes on in my head is saying, you can't pray, or you can't do that. Dude, that's way out of your ability level. You can't handle that. I will talk myself into not being able to do it. I will. I will. Absolutely. And if I believe that I can, and then take the proper steps to find out how, then there's nothing that I can't. Now, in my head, I can say all I want. Well, I can build a Ferrari from scratch, parts that I find laying around in the junkyard. I can say that. I'm going to need an awful lot of help. I'm going to need some serious levels of understanding and education and years of practice. Does it mean that I can't? No. But I have to do the work. That's the next part of the process. I have to do the work. Other people cannot do it for me. Can't. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Do it by testing. I test myself all the time. I fail about as often as I succeed. So, I can live with that. Best baseball players in the world right now. The best. The best hitters in the world have about a .350 average. Which means that 65% of the time they fail. And those are the good ones.
if you want to be seen as an exceptional hitter, you fail only 60% of the time. Because then you're a 400 hitter. It hasn't been one of those since the 1950s. 60% of the time. And this is on national TV. And you have all the commentators saying, oh, I can't believe how horrible. Did you see that swing? That was terrible. That was horrible. That was awful. I don't have to live under that microscope. If they can handle that, I can handle me. I can handle my failures. I can handle it. I know that because my mind is constantly being renewed. I am never locked into what was. It is important to remember what was. Otherwise, we will constantly be sticking our fingers into light sockets and crashing our cars as we forget how to drive. It is important to remember what was without living as what was. You get the distinction? Very important distinction. Very, very important distinction. I have no right to say or do anything that diminishes a man in his own eyes. What matters is not what I think of him, but what he thinks of himself. Hurting a man in his dignity is a crime. The 60-year-old teenagers, the button pushers, the personal button pushers, the buttons that we'll push on ourselves. These are the ones we got to watch out for. Those are the ones we got to watch out for. Okay? You're children of God. God doesn't make junk. There's nothing wrong with us. We need to be able to say that. We need to be able to look into a mirror and say, you know what? That's the best me that I can be today. And if I'm lucky, I get it tomorrow and I can do it even better then. Because I'll learn more things. I'll discover more things about myself, about the world around me. And I'll be able to use that information and make myself even a little bit better than I was yesterday. Thank you, God. Thank you for that opportunity. Thank you for that realization. And everybody that we run into all day long are going to be looking at us like, what happened to you today? You look, happy. I get that one a lot. How can you be so happy all the time? You look at the world. Look at how everything's working in the world. The people aren't cleaning up after themselves in the kitchen. They're not putting the tables away, and the cars are parked out on the front lawn. And how can you be happy all the time? I said, because I have an opportunity to be unhappy about those things. I have a chance to be unhappy. Yay! I have an opportunity to be unhappy. That ain't a bad thing. In fact, that's a pretty happy thing. The idea that I can be in a place where I have an equal opportunity to be happy and unhappy. Yay! Yay! I've heard the horror stories from folks about what their life was like when they were growing up, about what people have been doing to them, and some still doing to them. I have a chance to be happy or unhappy, and it's my choice. Thank you, God. Thank you. Now what am I going to choose? It's not about them. It's always about me. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare, not for evil, to give you a future and hope. I know the plans that I have for you. Jeremiah 29, verse 11 is God saying, dudes, chill. Chill. We got this. Not I got this. We got this. You and me, we're in this together. You and me, one-on-one, no middleman. You and me. What shall we do today? Lord, today I have decided that I'm going to be crappy and pouty. And so it shall be. Funny how that works, huh? Lord, today I have decided that I do not wish to talk to anybody. Excellent. You shall talk to no one. Today, Lord, I have decided to act like a child. Can we talk about that one first? Today is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. We can rejoice and be glad in it. We could fear it and be really unhappy with it and not look forward to it. And, oh, what's happening next to me? Have meetings today, and oh, I can't believe what's going on. Now we can do that. That's our choice. Free will is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And like most everything else, there are two edges to that sword. Choose life. Chill. We got this. We can do this. I'm not leaving you alone. I'm not. I'm with you every step of the way. You need some help? I'm going to send somebody to help you. I'm going to send 10 people. I'm going to send 20 people. You know what I need you to do? I need you to say something. I need you to not live in the little echo chamber. If something's bugging you, I need you to say it. I need you to say it. And I need you to say it around people who love you and want what is best for you. How will you know those people? Because they want nothing from you. I'll help you if you help me move. Absolutely, I can fix all your problems there, but first you got about these 75 or 80 things that I need you to take care of. If you do all of those, then I'll help you with your one thing. The ones you can walk up to and say, hey, can you help me with this? And regardless of what's happening in your day, regardless of what else is going on, yeah, come on, sit down, let's figure this out. These are the ones. These are the ones. And there are more of them than we even imagine sometimes. We got to engage in that T word. Trust. You have to be willing to trust people sometimes. And it's hard. Man, we're talking about responsibility. We're talking about trust. We're talking about having to make choices and having to be better and happier and stuff. And this is too much for one Sunday morning. It's too much. It all works hand in hand. Remember. Chill. We got this. Don't worry about it. It's all going to work out good. Never forget that once upon a time in an unguarded moment, you recognized yourself as a friend. At some point in time, in all of our lives, we thought of ourselves as friends. We thought of ourselves as a good person. Now, if we're lucky, we're thinking that right now. And if we're really lucky, we'll continue to think that tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after. This is how it works. If we're never not thinking that way, let us remember back to the time when we did. And mostly, cut ourselves a little slack. Because I will tell you that everyone sitting in this room has every reason to be proud of who they are. Absolutely everyone Every person sitting in this room is worthy of themselves. Everyone sitting in this room is a friend to themselves. Everyone sitting in this room is glorious, is beautiful, is powerful, is caring, is a wonderful human being. And how can I not be happy because I get to hang out with you guys? How can I be anything but happy? Don't we want that? I do. I do. Sign me up. Sign me up for more of that. Put on then as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved and passionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other. As the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And we know that. We know that. We are at our happiest when we are in a place of love. We are at our best when we are coming from a place of love. And especially when we realize that we are worthy of our love. God has already given it to us. It's already there. We don't need to question it. We don't need to worry about it. We don't need to worry about God's judgment. Oh man, I said that thing. I can't believe I said that out loud. God's not going to love me anymore. It doesn't work that way. God's not that egotistical. She really isn't. You're not going to get hung up on the little stuff. I know the plans that I have. Plans to prosper. Plans that will give you hope. These are the plans. And everyone in here gets to partake of that beautiful plan. God's buffet. Welcome. Pick. Okay, so now you know. Now you realize it. Now what do we do? Funny, you should ask. In beauty may I walk all day long. Through the seasons, may I walk in peace, may I walk in peace. All this path, may I walk through my life, may I walk in old age, may I walk. Gratitude.